Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross stitch.
One stitch at a time.
And that was totally our first take.
Totally our first take. Today is Monday, February 10th. Happy Monday, y'all.
Oh, and for all you ladies who have their significant others nearby, put your speakers on real quick and let them hear this. Friday's Valentine's Day, dude.
Friday's Valentine's Day.
I'm already squared away because, as I recalled her with this weekend, I used to work next to a Hallmark store, and the owner of the video store I worked for, his wife owned the Hallmark store, so I had to help because I was the only guy. You couldn't pay me to go into a Hallmark store on Valentine's Day because for some reason, at least 200 to 300 guys in a 50,000 population town, at least 200 to 300 guys at one moment all forgot to get something for their girls. No. 2 weeks in advance or better if I can pull it off.
Yep.
Go get the cards now, boys, because it's going to be real bad on Friday.
Yup.
Okay, my PSA's out of the way.
Okay. Well, I hope you all had a wonderful week last week. You had a good week?
Yeah. Wasn't a bad week. It was just...
Calmer than it's been. Calmer than it's been. Although we did have a bit of an ice storm on Wednesday night, Thursday morning.
Another one on Saturday.
Another one on Saturday night. Late afternoon, early evening, we made a mad dash down to Amish country because I needed supplies from the bulk food store. So we made a mad dash to get down there and back before it got icky. It was like snow. It was literally 15 minutes of snow, 30 minutes of freezing rain, and then 2.5 hours of freezing rain. It was awful.
I will say my car looked pretty.
Yeah, now my car's covered in salt. Wednesday, I don't even know what's going to go on.
We've got, in the next week, we have 2 more storms coming.
And it may just be rain, but then it might freeze on Thursday.
Or it could be a flipping blizzard. They don't know because they don't know which way the things will go.
I hate it. Right.
Living on the edge.
And then there's a system coming in Saturday into Sunday. Mercy on my soul. I'm over winter. I hate winter. Hate it. Moving on. Oh, and there was some football game yesterday. Taylor's boyfriend lost. That's all I know.
And my brother's currently probably having an aneurysm from celebrating so hard.
Well, your brothers. Anyways. Why don't we shout out our commenters?
Okay, Bridget, Teresa, Tamara, Ann, Andrea, Janet, and Lynn.
And yes, Anne's name is pronounced Anne.
Okay.
And for those of you who played along, yes, it was the day the music died. Thank you all for knowing that, because so many people on Facebook didn't know that. The day the music died was the plane crash that killed Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. And I know it because of that movie about Richie Valens' life.
La Bamba.
Well, I knew of it because of that movie, and then as I got older, like, it would get referenced, it would always get referenced, and then the internet happened, so I started reading more about it, and I've learned more about it than I need to, because apparently when I want to know facts about something, I spend far more time than is humanly necessary on looking it up. Okay, moving along. Whips.
Nope.
We know.
Army.
beautiful. We're going to start with this. No, we're not going to start with that. We're going to start with something on the bottom of the pile. Which is this. The January Star Touch Meadow Sal block for my Stitch Along prompt on Daily 30. This is on a piece of 18 count, 16 count, 16 count Aida. Just plain white because it's full coverage bit. I did 325 stitches. It kind of worked like around the thing. So 325 stitches on that. Making lovely progress. And then last week was, ouch, my ear itches. Weird Places Week in Daily 30. So here are my offerings for Weird Places. For 2 of the prompts, I worked on Porch Welcome. It is from Imaginating. This was kitted up for me as a gift by my lovely friend Victoria. And I did this for 2 prompts. Something depicting a leisurely activity and something with a plant that looks like a weed. This is on a piece of 14 count oatmeal Aida. And as you can see, all of my stitching is over here. I did 656 stitches. So this is where my stitching is. I was actually working on the plant that looks like a weed that sits in a jar. There's a lot of backstitch in this, as you can see from what I have done over here. So some of this is like, you're going to be looking at this like going, what is that supposed to be? When I get the backstitching done, the details will become slightly more apparent. Hello, dog child. The dog is here to visit. I don't know what she's doing. Right now she's sniffing around her water dish. Okay. And then I took out Lace Corset by Alexandra Adelaide. This is being stitched on a piece of fabric that I call Rapunzel in a Silks for You silk, dyed silk. I think I wrote it down somewhere. PR177. PR177. I did this for something that I have struggled with and a whip of choice and talk about a weird place name where you live. And I chose to talk about Whiskeyville, Ohio. Because there's a place called Whiskeyville, like, in the county we live in. And it is called such because apparently at one point in time there was a bunch of whiskey distilleries in that area. Anyways, so what I stitched on is over in here. Can you lift up just a bit? Thanks! So what I stitched on is in here. I did 700 stitches on this. And that was Weird Places Week for Daily 30. I just dropped the bag. Thankfully, it landed zipper side up. And then it was on to other things. What other things, right? This other things. I did find the vessel containing all the bits. This other thing. I hate this project.
That's been established. What?
I don't even know why I'm actually finishing this project. I hate it that much. But I did 3 of my monthlies finishing up the angel. I used my stitch discount pass for the month on the last one because I wasn't at 300 stitches. And I was just done. because most of my stitching was back stitching. So the angel is complete. This is just whatever the Ada was that was in the kit. I think it's a 14 count gray. I don't even know at this point. It is on there somewhere, but I already figured it out. So that means when I take this beastie out again, I get to start another little figure. I have Jesus, Mary, and Joseph left to finish. Being as I was completely done with that when I finished stitching it yesterday morning, I took one of my little freebies and started a freebie offering for the month. This is the 2023 hands-on design freebie called Love You Too. Very adorable. I pulled some fabric, pulled some random floss. Literally, I just pulled overdyes out of my stash. I have the big part done, the Love You Too part. I have the little like postage stamp square left to finish. This was 550 stitches. So at some point this week I'll finish somewhere on here because I have all this fabric left. I'll finish the little postage stamp thing. I don't know how I'm going to finish it, but I was so proud of myself because there is almost exactly 3 inches between the top of this letter and this piece of fabric. Look at my sides! I got like an inch. I could have probably done that better, but I didn't. No, I could have oriented it this way. No. I am too cheap to do that. This maximizes fabric use. At least I had enough room.
Did you know that before you started?
I did. I knew it was going to be tight. I didn't realize it was going to be that tight. It's who I am as a person, y'all. It's who I am as a person. It's who I am as a person, y'all. I just ripped that bag with my fingernail. Good job. Look at that. I literally was zipping it shut. Got my finger on it.
Those were what I call those things daggers.
Mercy! That was my stitching for the week. Not a lot of projects, but I did get a significant amount of stitching in. Haul. Let's talk haul. Let's start with this haul. I had to go to Hobby Lobby today. I had to go to Hobby Lobby today and buy a tube of copper beads for my sunflower fairy. Oh, I bought it at Hobby Lobby.
Duh.
They had all of their spring department stuff out, and it was all on sale 40% off. I did find a couple of cute towels that say one in a melon. I thought they were cute. They were like $1. At like 40% off, they were like $1 something. And then I was going down one of the aisle, going down the center to get back to the beads, and they had a bunch of new what they call spring shop diamond paintings out. I bought 2 different feather kits. I can't remember what the other 2 small kits are. I bought like 3 things for each niece. Most of this was for my nieces. I did get a little picture turtle to diamond paint. I got them something similar. One's a bow, one's a butterfly. And then I got this. It's a cowboy boot. It's a diamond painting. It's a cowboy boot with flowers in it. And both this and the turtle are like already kind of framed. So like I can finish them and just put them up. Hobby Lobby's figured it out.
I have a stupid question if I'm allowed to talk.
What?
Could you take a boot, a flower vase, and do that IRL?
Yes. Yes. There are multiple ways you could do that, but yeah, a boot and a flower vase would be easiest. I was left unsupervised in Hobby Lobby. And then, so Saturday, in our sprint to Amish, we got done at the ashery. We had time before we could go to the place for lunch open. So there's a quilt shop, like 5 minutes away from the place where we eat lunch. So I was like, let's go there. I want to check it out. So we did. And I bought some little fabric quarters. Little fabric quarters just for finishing stuff. For finishing purposes. And then we found the sale rack. And I found something that I really like. I left it upstairs again. I got this, a couple years ago, I got this panel from another quilt shop. That you cut it out and you sew it and it makes little bunting banners and it's like all summery 4th of July stuff. It'll go up with the Memorial Day stuff, which is probably when you're going to see it because that's when I'll remember to bring it down here. But it was all in that panel. All you did was cut it out and sew it. Well, the quilt shop had some panels of other types of stuff. This panel makes an apron. So you cut it out, and as you can see, there's little like attached blah 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 here, attached blah 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 there. It's got, you know, all the bits you need, and it's got to make oven gloves. Now you do need to buy, in order to make them functional oven mitts, you need to buy, there's a certain type of batting that you can buy to put in there to make functional oven mitts. I do need to figure that out and purchase it so I can make functional oven mitts. They had a demo of the apron up there, and yes, I tried it on to make sure it would go around my fat behind.
They also had demos of the oven mitts.
They had demos of the oven mitts, and actually you could buy the demo sewed up piece if you wanted, but I want to sew it myself. They had other aprons, but I couldn't find the panels for them. And I had gotten this, I had picked up this, there's 2 more panels sitting down here for not apron stuff. So I just didn't look for them too hard.
Can you pause the video? Somebody's really doing
Someone's begging to potty, so we will pause. Okay, we shall continue haul. The other 2 panels that I got are for stockings. One makes boots. Makes 2 boot stockings. One is green with red. One is red with green. I do need to get like a lining fabric for the inside of this, which I assumed that. What?
I'm pretty sure you got something upstairs.
Exactly. I know I have stuff upstairs that will work for this, which is why I didn't buy it. One thing while Joe was piddling the dog, I noticed, and this is kind of, on this one it says, and it even comes with like instructions on it. So on this, for the boots, it says if you want, you can use the boot cutout as a template and quilt, quilt this with this and the lining and the quilt batting. You don't necessarily have to do that, but I may, just to say I've quilted something in my life. My problem with getting into quilting is I need to find stuff that I can do quilt as you go, or is small enough that it will fit into the throat of my sewing machine, because I don't have the money to pay for somebody to long arm quilt something for me. And here is the other stocking. Again, you can do batting on this. There is a light cardinal and a dark cardinal. Do I need 4 stockings in my house? No, not really. But they were on sale. They were like half price.
Yeah. There might also be the
They were like $7 each panel.
There's also the fact that I kind of looked down and was like, Cardinal, you're buying that. But I already got the boots. Did I say you had to put the boots back?
They were, well, okay, so let me rephrase that. It was $7 for each panel, $12 if you bought 2. So...
I didn't even notice that part. I was just saying get it to get it.
Yeah. I mean, so I will probably visit this quilt shop again, if only to find some more of these panel sewing projects, because that is something small that I can quilt on my... little sewing machine. You know, once I kind of get into being able to put stuff together and make quilts, yes, I may make a couple of big quilts one day and drop the funds on getting them quilted. But it is a lot of money to get things quilted if you've never had things quilted. So that's haul. I've got some sewing projects to do now. That makes me happy. I like having sewing projects to do. And they're small sewing projects. Even better. Alright, so let us, I guess, move into plants.
I really need to start stitching while watching videos again. I miss stitching, but I can't get in gear.
Well, yeah, you really do need to finish Ruby.
Yeah.
Work on Ruby, stitch on something. I'm slugging through that nativity because you think I should.
Okay, yeah, I probably should. Actually, Ruby would probably be the best one. Starting to object permanence with ADHD sucks. I forgot about Ruby.
I literally can't say anything because Friday morning I was over at the church with the decorating group, and these 2 round table topper glass panes needed put away. And to get to where they are stored, I had to pull a bunch of stuff out of a closet, which is off of a bathroom. So I'm pulling this stuff out of this closet. I get the glass pieces put away. I start putting stuff back. One of the other ladies goes, "We need to decide where we're putting this project for Lent." Okay, fine. So I walk out of the bathroom, go up to the gathering area with her, which I've got to go from the sacristy through the main body of the church to the gathering area. And we're standing there having this conversation about where to put this project, how to put it up. We get that settled. We get that done. Some people were cleaning up the last vestiges of poinsettias. I was taking the pot covers because of how we're doing our Easter order this year. I needed to save the pot covers. And walked back to said closet to put pot covers away because I knew there was pot covers in there. And went, oh, I left a mess sitting all over the bathroom floor. Okay, so I can't say anything.
I would hope you wouldn't anyway, because you know it's not something I'm doing on purpose.
Well, no, I wouldn't anyways.
In case you don't know it, if anybody wants to know, comment below and I'll explain it next week what I'm talking about. Because it is a thing that is an issue. I just gotta learn how to deal with it. Pretty good at it. It's just forgetting you have a project you really enjoy stitching because you haven't thought about it in months is horrible. Okay, so what is this one?
Okay, So, this week for Daily 30, we are doing prompts about the Virginia opossum. Possums. Possums are funny. I wouldn't mess with a possum, but they're funny.
They're funny because they have sharp teeth and aren't afraid to use it.
They just look so unassuming, but they would rip your face off if they could.
No, only if you made them. Their default thought process with humans is run.
Exactly. Okay. So, prompt 1 talks about the biodomes that the Virginia opossum can be found in, which stretches from Ontario, Canada to Costa Rica. They don't thrive in mountains or extreme cold temperatures. So, they live successfully in forest, scrub forests, wetlands, and cities. Stitch on a whip that depicts a biodome listed above. Forest, scrub forest, wetlands, or cities. Here are our...
Yeah, which ones have a forest in it?
That one, well, not really a city, but... Oh, you butthole. Good question. This has a city in the background of one of the pictures. I guess this one. I mean, I could stretch it to make something work.
Christmas blue works.
I do have a free pass too.
Okay.
So we'll see. Number 2. Stitch on a whip that depicts one of the following: insects, lizards, mice, birds, snails, earthworms, fruit, nut, seeds, or grasses.
Are there grains in Harvest Hall?
There's sunflowers on that. I know there's seeds. Yes, I think there's grasses of some sort. Well, yeah, there's grass on the ground in Harvest Hall.
Yeah, so Harvest Hall.
Okay. This is a 400 stitch count week. Harvest Hall is one of those projects. I'm going to be cussing myself when I'm done because there's really no way to backstitch as you go. I have yet to figure it out. Okay. Number 3. Yes. Stitch on a whip that you feel is unique.
Quaker ball.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
We're cross-stitching a 3-dimensional ball.
Let's hope we can fit the last 2 prompts into one of these 3. Number 4. Stitch on a whip that depicts a human or an animal. Both Christmas and Blue have humans and animals, and Harvest Hall has a cat on it, so...
Harvest Hall.
Okay. Although, if I only did 400 stitches on Quaker Ball, I probably wouldn't object. That sometimes can be a bit pain.
Okay, and what's the last one?
Anyways, the last one. Stitch on an existing whip that you had not... Stitch on an existing whip that you have not yet stitched on in 2025. So that would qualify with any of the 3. So, Quaker Ball or Christmas in Blue.
I was going to say free pass.
Okay.
Free pass. About Blue. You have to pick one, Christmas in Blue.
because I was going to free pass the one that doesn't double up, if you're okay with that.
Okay.
Okay. And then I have 4 of the monthlies left to finish. Yes. Because I got a free pass for a pop-up, for a Daily 30 pop-up, so I don't have to do one of the monthlies. So yes, I will bust out the next, whatever, piece of the dumb nativity. And start that. Probably going to be Joseph. And I have my tie-ins figured out for all of it. I don't feel like pulling it up. So, that's it. We've talked about all we need to talk about. So, what do we want the people to do, darling?
Have a nice week. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, bell notification thingy, all the YouTube please like us stuff.
All the YouTube algorithm stuff. Thank you for joining us. Have a great week. We hope you had a good time. We hope you were entertained. We hope you come back next week. And we will see you next week.
Yep. Bye.